the big win for him would be that he was even willing to do it and that he could do well for a little bit. And then eventually just deal with the fact that Anthony Joshua is going to connect with a bomb and breaks his jaw in 2 places.
Yeah. Joe Rogan has completely lost it after shocking reports emerged that Jake Paul was questioned by authorities following his brutal knockout loss to Anthony Joshua. The situation is spiraling out of control. Rogan's comments about potential jail time have split the boxing world, with fans and insiders taking sides like never before. On his podcast, Rogan went completely unfiltered, delivering one of the most intense rants in his show's history. He claims Jake Paul has seriously harmed boxing and must face consequences. This wasn't mild criticism. It was a raw, explosive outburst that stunned everyone.
Alex, you could only take so much. Like that one that he got from Joshua, there was a lot of concussions in that one punch. That was real damage. Like if someone's breaking your jaw in 2 places, the inside of your fucking head that's gonna get you. Because at a certain point in time, the price you pay is eventually...
There's maybe 4, 5, 6, 7 Anthony Joshuas that can punch, that can avoid punches, that know what they're doing in the ring. So Jake will struggle at top level, but he has a place in boxing if he wants to stay, in my opinion. So credit to him and his team for getting him this far.
Rogan didn't just accuse Paul of damaging the sport. He also said that if any of the allegations prove true, Paul deserves to rot in jail for what he's done to a century-old sport. The controversy began when rumors circulated that investigators were looking into suspicious circumstances surrounding the December 19th fight in Miami between Paul and Joshua. Insiders said Rogan's reaction was so intense that even his production team was shocked. According to sources, Rogan's words sent shockwaves through combat sports media, leaving the boxing world buzzing with controversy.
People question, whether fights like this are quote-unquote real. Like Deontay Wilder said something. What's the simplest answer you give them?
I give them a cease and desist letter in their email for lying on my name, and then the lawsuit's coming right after because these people won't stop lying.
Despite Paul's team threatening lawsuits against anyone spreading these claims, the next steps remain uncertain. Authorities have not indicated whether they will act, and it's unclear if this will fade like past boxing controversies. Rogan's explosive comments were sparked by a viral video from promoter Lou Diella, who questioned whether Joshua gave his full effort. Diella claimed Joshua was holding back from the opening bell, igniting a storm of debate across boxing platforms and millions of views within hours.
It's supposed to be Anthony's payout, but he's not seeing a dime. Anthony doesn't get the money anymore because he broke the rules. Simple as that. You break the code, you lose the purse. We're moving on.
While Paul's team continues to deny wrongdoing and threatens legal action, the brutal knockout proves he faced full power when Joshua's devastating right hand shattered his jaw. Surprisingly, Rogan had previously defended Paul, praising his courage for taking on such a dangerous opponent. Now, in a dramatic shift, he's suggesting jail time, highlighting just how serious these accusations have become in the eyes of one of combat sport's most influential voices.
All those fights, but it's still like when you fighting like fighters who actually done it for like their life, their whole life, it's a little.
Before the fight, Rogan had praised Paul on his podcast, saying he deserved respect for stepping into the ring with a real heavyweight champion. This is one of the craziest propositions ever, Rogan said, emphasizing the danger Paul faced. He described Joshua as a knockout artist capable of ending a fight instantly. Rogan warned his audience, one punch from Joshua could leave Paul completely unconscious. His prediction about the fight's intensity and Joshua's fury proved remarkably accurate.
Jake Paul had a very healthy fear for his life while he was in there. He was running away. He was trying to get distance. Then he was trying to step in to win this contest. And then he's trying to get out of the way so that he doesn't get hurt again. He was fighting. He's got to go forward. So now he's clenched him. Now he's dropping down to his knees. He's going below the waist. He's getting a double leg position.
Sadly, Rogan's prediction came true. Paul was destroyed in the 6th round at the Casa Center in Miami, a brutal spectacle to watch. Both fighters entered with massive expectations, but few expected the fight to unfold this way. Paul's strategy was clear: survive at all costs, move constantly, and avoid Joshua's devastating power. The fight went 6 rounds before Joshua landed the knockout blow that broke Paul's jaw in 2 places, requiring emergency surgery. The impact was devastating, and Paul's body went completely limp.
Your brother fought his ass off, man. I mean, other heavyweights have taken that right hand and only took one.
I'm just so proud of him.
Paul was fighting purely to survive, and fear was evident in his eyes every time Joshua approached. He used every survival tactic possible, falling to the canvas, grabbing Joshua's legs, and prolonging the fight whenever he could. The final knockout video showed pure terror on Paul's face as Joshua's right hand landed with crushing force. Paul collapsed to the canvas, unconscious and spitting blood. He was rushed to Miami University Hospital for emergency surgery with titanium plates. The knockout was undeniably real and devastating. Social media reflected the reaction, with Dave posting, "That's what happens when you step up to real heavyweight power. Respect to both fighters." He later added, "Jake Paul just learned the difference between fighting old men and a prime champion, and ouch is right."
I won 2 rounds for sure, and then he won 2, and then I got dropped. I was doing good. I just think my cardio, just the mental pressure of the big guy and sparring the big people is different than the 10-ounce gloves. So I was feeling his power a lot more, but it was a great experience. Like, I learned a lot.
This is dangerous, but this is dangerous. And I said, this fight is so big that people will tune in for so many different reasons. Firstly, because they want to see Jake Paul get flattened. Secondly, it's AJ, it's Jake Paul, it's 2 worlds colliding. But thirdly, it is the danger element. I said, this is a bit like tuning in to watch David.
That knockout was brutal and definitive, a complete victory for Anthony Joshua and proof of his championship pedigree. In the post-fight interview, Joshua showed real class and sportsmanship, giving Paul credit. Jake Paul did really well tonight considering who he was facing. He got up time and time again when most people would have stayed down. It was tough in there, but he kept trying to survive and land something. That takes a real man, and I respect that about him. Days later, controversy erupted over why it took 6 rounds for Joshua to finish a fight many expected to end immediately. Questions about fight fixing began to circulate. In response, Jake Paul's team aggressively addressed the claims through legal threats and public statements. Nika Zabadarian, co-founder of Most Valuable Promotions, appeared on the Ariel Helwani show to defend Paul, calling the allegations ridiculous and defamatory, and confirming that their legal team was ready to act against anyone spreading false claims.
Wondering about Jake's strategy. Most of the people don't know boxing, but I will outline one thing that even I asked about. So moving around the outside, to your point, everyone's saying, oh, he ran the whole time. No, that's boxing. That's what Floyd Mayweather built his career off of. Especially when you're facing a bigger guy who controls the center of the ring. The only way to properly win is stay on your horse, pivot, switch directions, make a miss. That's the name of the game. That's elusiveness. That's evasion. That's good.
Abadarian specifically named promoter Lou Diella, condemning his baseless claims and stating that legal action might be necessary. He emphasized that Jake Paul has always competed in legitimate fights, and that the accusations were damaging both Paul's reputation and the promotion he has helped build. Diella had posted on social media suggesting Joshua wasn't giving full effort, even daring Abadarian to sue him. Abadarian explained that the fight lasted longer than expected because circumstances in the ring prevented a first-round knockout, despite Joshua having predicted one in pre-fight interviews. As fight night approached, it became clear that Paul might survive a few rounds, which changed public expectations and fueled the controversy.
Was this fight set up? Was it a fix? Did something go on in this fight? Because how could it have went 6 rounds or 5.5 rounds? Come on, mate. Did you see that video? Watch that video again. It's going to play again after I've spoke. And tell me that that was set up. He got hit clean.
Recently, Joe Rogan drastically changed his perspective after hearing all the accusations and observing the boxing community's reaction. On his podcast, Rogan delivered one of his most passionate commentaries on combat sports and fighter safety. He warned, "It's not worth it for Jake Paul to continue. There's a price to pay: depression, deep brain injury, addiction, or worse." Rogan went further, detailing the severe damage Paul suffered from Joshua's knockout punch, breaking down the medical realities for listeners who might not fully understand the risks.
Did Jake Paul reached out to you?
Yeah, they reached out to the team. You know what I mean? They reached out to the team.
What'd you think about that AJ fight?
Well, we all knew what was gonna happen.
I thought Jake was gonna win, bro. Huh? I did. Dude, Jake won.
Rogan described the punch as equivalent to 10 concussions in one strike, a level of damage that is terrifying. He emphasized the serious long-term risks to Paul's health, including internal injuries that are not visible. Beyond the medical analysis, Rogan touched on the broader implications for the sport. Sources claim he also spoke about potential criminal activity in boxing that hasn't yet been widely reported. combat sports analyst Ellis warned that celebrity crossover fights have gone too far, saying, "When YouTubers fight world champions and legitimacy is questioned, boxing loses credibility with serious fans."
To Jake, they both made $93 million each, which is an absolutely outrageous sum considering UFC top contenders barely scraped together $1 million a fight. But people carrying on, wow, what a warrior, big respect to Jake. You got to view this like a WWE script. Look at the facial expressions of Logan and Jake. No one is taking this match seriously. It's all for entertainment. People will talk about, wow, but he broke his jaw, you know, big respect.
The sport can't survive if every major fight is accused of being rigged or influenced by money, Rogan added, expressing frustration about boxing's current direction. While he acknowledged Paul's courage in taking on Joshua, his comments about potential jail time suggest he believes there's more to the story than what's public. This controversy follows months after Paul's fight with Mike Tyson, which also faced accusations of being a fixed exhibition despite official sanctioning. Despite legal efforts and public denials, the boxing community now harbors serious doubts about Paul's recent fights and his career trajectory.
Laughing at Jake Paul when Jake Paul's laughing at everybody else. You know, everyone's making fun of him. He's laughing at us, not we're laughing at him. You know, he's laughed himself to the bank. Even before that fight, you know, he's an unbelievable businessman, which is exactly what he is. To do what he's done, to drag Mike Tyson into the
wild. Oh, that was the one. That was the one. Just call it. We don't need to see another. Yeah, good fight. Just made 90 mil. Anthony Joshua got the job done. Jake did good. Jake did his fucking. Jake fought his heart out. Pushed past fatigue. Showed his heart.
This controversy is the culmination of years of growing skepticism since Paul began his professional boxing career in 2020, initially fighting other YouTubers. Questions arose as Paul exclusively faced MMA fighters with no professional boxing experience, former NBA players, and aging ex-champions past their prime. Hardcore boxing fans noticed patterns in his opponent selection designed to maximize wins and revenue from casual fans. While Paul repeatedly denied these claims, the trend was evident. The situation reached a tipping point when Paul fought Anthony Joshua, a fight expected to be one-sided. The fact that Joshua required 6 full rounds to secure a win raised more questions than it answered, leaving the boxing community questioning the legitimacy of Paul's rise.
I want to fight Anthony Joshua exclusive because I know that I will beat Anthony Joshua. I know I will beat. Knocked out, right? Yeah. He doesn't have a chin and he has no skill and he's stiff. And I love you, Anthony. We're friends. But I want to fight you. I will beat Canelo. I will beat a lot of